Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Dividend Investing Logs. In this video, I'm going to show you how to quickly evaluate your dividend portfolio. For people who are new to this channel, I'm Sirish and I started investing in M1 Finance last month. I created a pie with 10 different sectors with different allocations. If you look at my portfolio, I have around 70 holdings. If you see here, you have around 70 positions with a cost basis of around 39,000 and currently it is down 4%. So I will be evaluating my portfolio based on various metrics like performance, monthly income, diversification, valuation, safety and the growth of dividends so that it will give a better picture for you. So without wasting any time, let's jump in. For evaluation purpose, I am using a website called Simply Safe Dividends. I'll be posting a link in the description. Trust me, I am not affiliated in any way in this website. I just found it useful and it provides free subscription up to 2 weeks with just providing an email. I registered through my email and I added all my portfolio holdings to this one. You can add yours by clicking on the new holdings button and providing the ticker symbol, the quantity which is the number of shares you got and the cost per share. If you go back, you can see all your holdings and you can see various metrics for your portfolio. Let's jump on to the diversification. Here you have two ways of diversification, which is sector wise and income wise. Sector wise, you can see the financial sector is 19%, whereas the materials is under 1% and the energy sector is close to 4%. I have allocated more to the financial sector because it is heavily beaten down by the low interest rates at this point and it won't be there for long. The interest rates will come back and it will again be normal. That's why I allocated more to this one. And since my expertise is more on the information technology and real estate, I'll be plan on allocating more to these sectors in the near future. A good rule of thumb is no sector should be given more than 20% of allocation, and I am complying with that rule currently. If you go to the income, AT&T is providing an income of around 7.2%, O-Realty is 6.5%, and this is the income percentage of various holdings. A good rule of thumb is no holding should provide more than 5% of your income. Currently I have more, but I plan on reducing these things and having more diversification in each sector. Let's evaluate our balance and performance metrics. In this matrix, currently I have an account balance of 37,634 and a loss of 4.3%. But the main thing we need to look at here is the volatility index, which is 1.01%. So what is volatility index? It measures the sensitivity of your portfolio with regard to the stock market. So let's say the volatility index is 1.5. So if the market drops 10%, your portfolio drops 15%. An ideal volatility index is less than 0.8. So which is if the market drops 10%, your portfolio should drop less than 8%. That's the ideal scenario which we are looking at. Currently, since I am young, I can risk few things. That's why I went a little aggressive in my portfolio. That's why it is close to 1.01%. Moving on to my next metric, which is my favorite, which is income. Here it shows my annual projected income is $1,538, and it also shows the monthly breakdown. On the month of May, it is 121, June 163, 92, 139, 164, and so on. If you see on May it says 121. If you go to my M1 Finance portfolio, since I started last month, My earned dividends are $99. Let's move on to this week's earned dividends. This week alone I got around $59 in earned dividends. These are earned dividends since I met with the ex dividend date criteria. If you go to the upcoming payment section, it gives all the officially declared dividends and when they are hitting your account. They will be hitting on the ex dividend date. For Apple, it's on May 8th. For Synchrony Financial, on May 1st. So, this is the date where the company will look at your portfolio and see if you have any shares. Once you have some shares, they'll announce the dividend and it will be given to your account on the payment date. So see here on May 15th I have these many stocks, and if you look at it, some of the stocks the ex-dividend date is April 9th, which I haven't met. I won't be getting any dividend for this date since I started investing in this company around May 20th or something. So coming back, you can see the payment calendar for all my tickers. For Apple, I'm getting around $10 annually. For AbbVie, I'm getting $86, and the list goes on. If you're wondering what was my highest, you already know it's AT&T, which is 111. Moving on to the metrics dividend growth. Here is the last 12 years growth of my portfolio. If you see last year, all the dividends on an average has increased around 7.9%. Last 5 years it's 7.1%, and last 10 years it's 6.9%. So anything about 5 or 6 is pretty good. If you see the last 12 years, on 2009 recession there was a slight decrease in the overall dividend. Since then it was an upscale, and they give a projected growth of 7.1% per year for the next 5 years, which goes in 20 years my dividend will be $6,000 compared to my $1,530 now, without even adding a penny to it, without even reinvesting the dividends as well. So that's the power of dividends. Here it shows all the holdings with the dividend growth. It's the same table with different columns highlighting the dividend growth, 5-year dividend and 20-year dividend. Going to the dividend safety, they have highlighted around 74% of my portfolio is likely safe. They will be providing dividends 97% of times. 24% is borderline safe, 1% it's unsafe, and 2% it's rated. Let me go through those things. Currently the beverage industry is hardly beaten down, that's why it's unsafe right now, but I still believe, since it is a cyclical industry, it went down, but I still believe in this company over a long period of time, since everyone is drinking beers and they won't be stopping anytime soon. And 24% are borderline safe. ExxonMobil just provided a dividend for me yesterday. Even though it's borderline, I still got around $34 in dividends. And 74% is likely to be safe. More than 80% are considered as very safe. I got like Lockheed Martin, Applied Materials, several companies which are more than very safe. If you see Apple, Microsoft, Johnson & Johnson, all the premium companies are very safe dividend companies. I have only 0.1% of my income from Activision Blizzard. I believe this is more like a growth company, but it is still providing a dividend of 0.56%. So I have very small portion of my portfolio in this one. So here it says Raytheon Technologies is unrated. Since Raytheon and United Technologies had a recent merger and they don't have financial history together as a company, they both have individual dividend histories. I think combined they don't have a history, that's why it's unrated right now. Finally, the last metric which I have to evaluate is valuation. Here it shows overall dividend yield of my portfolio is 4.09%. When I created the portfolio, it's close to 4, but now it's increased kind of 1% since the market dropped a little bit. And the yield on cost is something I don't believe in this metrics a lot since it is irrelevant in many situations. So I don't give much importance to this one. This is dividend yield based on the cost basis of when I started investing. So, but the main focus on in this table is you can see the timelines of the holding, whether it is undervalued or overvalued. Generally, when you are buying any single holding from this portfolio, I always prefer to go for undervalued stocks rather than overvalued. If you see, these many of them are reasonably valued. They can be bought as well. And Apple is overvalued right now, which I agree. Microsoft is same as well, but they have the best balance sheets. Yeah, I can buy them any day. And Tapestry, since I told this beverage industry is extremely speculative right now, and the dividend is unsafe as well. Back to my M1 Finance account. This week I don't have much updates other than increasing the percentage allocations in some of the sectors like finance and healthcare, where I reduced them by half, and then increased the percentages in technology and real estate sectors where I doubled the percentages. By this way, I can increase the weekly contributions into these sectors and reducing in the sectors I don't want. If you like the way in which I evaluated my portfolio through SimpliSafe Dividends, click on the like button and try to evaluate yours, and then let me know what your metrics are in the comment section. If you want to follow my dividend growth investing strategy, subscribe to my channel. In this channel, I'm gonna reinvest my dividends and I will be making weekly contributions to the same portfolio so that you can have a clear picture of my journey as a dividend growth investor. Thank you.